Rah! It's me! Hi folks, how's it going? I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Now, okay, so we've been talking recently about buying antiques in auction and buying job lots is one thing, and we've also been talking about looking for sleepers in lots. Now, I've been out and I've been out buying and selling, and I've got one job lot that I thought was really interesting, and I just wanted to show it to you. Right, okay, so basically I've put all the interesting bits and pieces on here. There were some other things in the lot, like some glass and some little bits of homewares and that kind of thing that weren't particularly interesting, and I couldn't fit it all on here. So I've just took the interesting bits out because these pieces here, they really exemplify the depth and the breadth and all the interesting things that you can buy in auction just from buying these job lots. It's like this will be like a little tour around the world, if you like. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the things one by one, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them just to show you about all the exciting things that you can buy in antiques in auction. Okay, so what we'll do is, as I picked it up first and played a little trick on you, I'll start with a mask. Okay, so this is a Japanese, I think it's an Ikke mask. And I'm not sure what they were used for. I think they were sometimes used in theatre because the Japanese have a long history of making masks and using them in plays and traditional theatre, that kind of thing. But this dates to the Meiji period, so end of the 19th century, and he's quite fun. He's red lacquer, and he should have hair, because they had human hair on them. And you can see a little bit of it on the side there, just by his ears. And he's got glass eyes, and he's papier-mâché on a wooden body. He's got some damage, but he's really, really interesting, and I like him. Okay, so he's from Japan. Okay, so now we're going to go right to the other side of the world, and we're going to come home to England. Okay, beautiful England. So here we have an 18th century English Delft jug or measure. Yeah, probably made in London, and it's got like a star motif on the front. So I'd say that was first half of the 18th century. Beautiful Delft measure in great condition. I like that. I really like that. Being interested in pottery and porcelain, I'm really passionate about that. That's interesting. So we'll stay in this country and we'll go to the other end of the spectrum, and we'll look at a fascinating piece of studio pottery. Yeah. So this is 20th century, and it's in a celadon glaze. So it's a Chinese style glaze, which is quite interesting. So I'll show you the underside. It's got a little mark on there, and it's a little monogram. It's AH, and I actually know who that is. That's Agnes Hoy, and she was a very well-known female studio potter from this country, from England, and she did some work for Royal Doulton, of course, a very big name in ceramics, and that's a lovely piece of her work, a beautiful, beautiful tankard. I love that. That's really nice. Nicely done, nice quality, great form, all that kind of thing, everything you want. Okay, so let's go now. We'll go over to Denmark. Okay, cool. So here we have, this is a Royal Copenhagen vase. This was made in, you guessed it, Copenhagen. Yeah, and funnily enough, again, it's got a Chinese style glaze on it. It's celadon. I call it almost a ghee type glaze. It's slightly crazed, and it's just really, really beautiful. And that crazing is inside and out. It's original to manufacture. It's a deliberate glaze effect. It's got some gilding on it, and it's got a mark there. There we go. And it says, I think it's Denmark. And these three lines here at the bottom, that's the Royal Copenhagen mark. And it's 3 waves. Now, they've been making pottery and porcelain in Copenhagen for hundreds of years. And they've been using that mark for a long time, at least since the 18th century. And that's a beautiful vase in perfect condition. Now, interestingly, let's go over to China. Yeah, isn't this fun? It's like traveling the world. So here we go. It's a beautiful, this is Kangxi period. So I think early 18th century, 1710, 1720, something like that, tea bowl or wine cup. Yeah, and that's made in China, and it's beautiful, delicate porcelain. Look at that. Lovely. It's got a little pagoda in the centre, very fine, very small, lovely, rings like a bell. Listen to that. I love that. Perfect condition, lovely, lovely thing. Made in China. Okay, so let's go for fun. We'll go back to England and let's have a look here. Look at that. I love that. That is, do you know what it is? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through it and you can guess what it is. Okay, so it's a small coaster, but what's it for? It's a small coaster, and it's papier-mâché, and it's Georgian, so it dates to early 19th century, 1820, something like that. It's hand-painted in gilt with some beautiful roses. Look at that. It's a little bit dusty on the inside. I've not been doing my housekeeping. I do apologise. Okay, so there we go. That's a beautiful coaster, but what is it for? You know? I know. Okay, I believe that is a wine coaster. So, if you were a Georgian lady or gentleman and you were very well to do and you had a nice posh table, you would put that on your table and you would put your wine bottle inside it. And isn't that a lovely thing? And that is the kind of thing that I would love to see used today. Like you put that on your sideboard or something, put some wine, a wine bottle in it. Oh my Lord, it's absolutely beautiful. I love that. A Georgian wine coaster, and it needs a bit of a clean. I do apologise, but it's in great condition. Lovely, usable and decorative. I really like that. That's cool. Georgian wine coaster. Okay, so last but not least, not that exciting, but these are some prints, some signed prints, again out of the lot, and they're by a British artist called Alan Lowndes. I don't know a lot about him because I've not had a chance to look him up yet, but it's a name I've heard a lot over the years. A popular artist, there's some information on the back, and those have some value too. But again, they're from England, so, you know, quite a lot of bits and pieces there that are really, really interesting. So, you know, there's some value there as well. So once you get the lot and you break it down and you look at all the individual pieces and describe things individually, it adds value. But this isn't about what things are worth. This is about the interesting things, where things are from, where they're made, and all the great things you can buy in auction for hardly any money. This is brilliant. We've got Chinese, Japanese, we've got England, we've got Denmark. Oh my Lord, we've got Georgian, we've got early 18th century, 19th century. All that interesting stuff in one lot. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave you with that thought. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to put my mask on and I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.